Hey guys, Virgil here, and today I'm going to be giving my impressions on the Final Fantasy 15 episode Duscae demo that dropped earlier this week with Final Fantasy Type 0. Right away, I want to preface this video by saying that there will be spoilers, so if you care about that kind of thing, go check out the demo first, or wait 20 years for the game to come out, then come back and check out my video. If you don't care about that kind of stuff, you're in the right place. Let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to touch on is the graphics. Initially, I was kind of unimpressed with the graphics, but as I played the game and kind of realized the type of game that this is, I became more impressed with them. The game loads up in about 2 to 3 minutes, and after it loads, there's no loading throughout the game whatsoever. So, with that in mind, the graphics were pretty good actually. And even when I kind of first saw them, I didn't think they were bad by any means. They didn't blow me away. Next is the combat, and the combat's where I have my biggest problems with the demo. A lot of it felt very clunky to me. I didn't care for the defend option, being just holding the L1 button. I hated that if you're in the middle of an attack and you push defend, it will not cancel in the middle of an attack. I feel like any action game, and I use the term action game because that's what this is. This is an action game. This is more so than anything else. Any action game where if you're in the middle of an attack, there's an attack and defend type mechanism in the game, and you're in the middle of an attack, and you push defend because you see an oncoming attack, and that defend command does not cancel the attack you're in, it immediately kills the flow of that action. And that's the case in this game. There were times where I would be in the middle of an attack, and I would see an attack coming, and I would know to defend and to cancel it, but I was in the middle of an attack, and I couldn't. And that was incredibly frustrating. I really liked the idea of having different weapons as your kind of melee combat. I didn't think it made much sense, but I thought it was still cool. You have 4 weapons. You have one for your kind of initiator attack, another for the rest of your melee throughout like your combo, then one for a counter, and then one for a finisher, the one that finishes them off. And using this in 4 different, having these 4 different weapons is a cool way to mix it up. And they didn't explain that whatsoever really that well. But once you figure it out, it's actually a pretty cool mechanic. I found myself running out of MP pretty often. Your defense, I believe your defense uses MP, and as does your warp attack. If you lock on to an enemy who's kind of far away from you, and you push X, you can throw your sword and warp to them and start a combo right away. That also uses MP, and once you run out of MP, you're in this status state, and you kind of are in this exhausted state, and you kind of proceed to get your ass beat. To gain your MP back, you use your sword to warp to a high point and then just kind of hang out for a little bit and gain MP back. I don't know why, I don't know how that makes sense or what that does for gameplay, but that's what that does. During the combat is the first time you get introduced to kind of the battle theme of the game. And honestly, if you closed your eyes and listened to this, you would think Kingdom Hearts, because Yoko Shimomura composed the music for this game, and she was most notably known for the Kingdom Hearts games. And it's not bad by any means. I really liked the music quite a bit. Some people had problems with it, said it wasn't as action-y as they would have wanted. I thought it really fit the aesthetic of this game really well. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. I had no problems with it. I thought it was awesome. Another interesting aspect in this game is there's a real day-night cycle. Throughout the day, you'll kill enemies, but unlike other Final Fantasy games, you don't level up as you go. You, at the end of the day, find a campsite and camp and turn in all your XP, and then you level up all at once. And Ignis, the kind of smart one with the glasses and gloves, he, depending on what you killed that day, makes you a meal, and depending on how much you killed and the grade of enemies you killed, you get different meals with varying buffs that affect you for the entire next day. I kind of like that a lot. I think that's a really cool aspect to have in the game, and especially that cooking aspect is very Tales-ish in that sense. But the camping overall I thought was really cool. I liked how every time you went to camp, it was never, for me at least, the same scene. It was always a different angle, they were doing different things. It was very, very cool. There was Coleman product placement, which was kind of weird. It didn't really bother me. I thought it was kind of funny. And after you level up while camping, the victory fanfare plays, so that was a nice little nod. Because as much as I actually liked 13, it killed me that little sound and that little music was nowhere in that game. So the whole story of this demo is that your car is broken down and you have to save up money or find a way to make money to fix your car. And one way your team decides to do that is to defeat this one-eyed behemoth called Deadeye. And this was the worst part of the demo for me. I hated this thing. Basically, the way you do it is you go to fight Behemoth, and the first time you fight him, they lay out this entire plan, like, yeah, we're gonna, you're gonna hide here, you're gonna do this, then you're gonna swoop in from up top and finish him off, blah, blah, blah. And then you do that, and then it doesn't kill him, but then they kind of lay it out like, okay, well, we weakened him and now we can beat him, when you're actually supposed to just run the fuck away. And nowhere does it say that at all, that you're supposed to just not even try and just run away, because you can't beat him at that point. You're supposed to run away. And so I died like 3 or 4 times, and I was getting so frustrated until I figured out, oh, I'm supposed to run away. I found that really, really annoying. You're supposed to go, from there you go and find a summon, and then you're supposed to use that summon to kill Behemoth, which this is my favorite thing about this demo. Might be a weird thing for it to be my favorite thing about the demo, but the summon. You summon Ramuh in this demo, who is a classic Final Fantasy summon, and the way the summon is done, aesthetically at least, not mechanically. Mechanically it's kind of questionable, and I'll get into that a little bit later, but aesthetically the way it's presented is one of the most just amazing things, set pieces I've ever seen in a Final Fantasy game. It's just watch. Now, mechanically, the way it's presented is that pretty much when you die, like when you lose all your health, you can just hold X and summon the summon, and then Ramuh at least just annihilates anything on the screen. And you don't get XP for it, but I feel like if that's the way that's just gonna be, then I will have a problem with it, because it's just like a win button. It's like, oh, okay, why would you not go into any boss and then just kill yourself and then just summon and end it? I feel like that was just a thing for the demo more than likely, but if it's not, I have a serious problem with that. And then you close the demo with going to Cindy to repair your car. Cindy is pretty much offensive in every possible way. She's scantily clad. She has a disgusting voice actress. Aside from her core concept, they took the core concept and then just basically ruined it. And from there, I want to go kind of into the overall voice acting of the game. Prompto, I hated, made me want to just gouge my ears out. Others like Ignis and Gladioso, the big guy, I forget his name. They had good voices, I thought, but their dialogue was very, very cringy at a lot of times. And that's probably my biggest worry for this game, is I don't know what they're going to do about the voice acting of the dialogue, but if it's as cringy as this demo was, I'm playing the whole thing in Japanese with subs, because it was pretty unbearable at some points.
I reckon you won't find a loose nut or bolt on her.
We're in your debt.
I'll say you are.
Overall, I had a lot of problems with this demo, even though I enjoyed it pretty well. The combat I had problems with, the voice acting was the biggest thing for me that really makes me worried for the game, but regardless of all these problems, it was nice to just be able to see this game finally after all these years, to be able to actually play it in some capacity. So, demos change very, very often from the demo point to the initial, or to the final game, I should say. So, maybe that'll be the case, hopefully, with some of these problems. Maybe they'll get fixed. Anyway, those were just some of my off-the-cuff thoughts about the demo. Have you played the demo yet? If you did you like it, dislike it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.